Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas. And that is past tense, but we're using the tense of today to make it that, because we are our history tape number 670. And we have just been excited about bringing you back to state with Tammy Chan with Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful, that has her heart set on Grand Prairie, even though she lives in Arlington. She just does all of the things just exactly right, because when it comes down to the fact, she is one of the greatest helpers that we have in Grand Prairie to put us on the map and keep us there. Welcome to the set, Miss Tammy Chan.
Thank you, Miss Ruthie.
What's going on?
Well, I'm sorry I live in Arlington.
That's all right. Don't apologize for that, because even Mr. Jones got the biggest place over in Arlington, and people come to see him in that big old thing that he has over there that's kind of like for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
so if Dallas is in Arlington, Tammy can be in Arlington.
Well, I'm going to get to Grand Prairie as soon as I can. Maybe in a little way it's a godsend, because I know people will be driving by and saying, "That's her yard?" So I know the pressure will be on when I get here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to be on your history show, Miss Ruthie. We've had a lot of amazing things that I want to point out to your viewers, yes. Things that I hope they've seen, but they might not have. So one of them is, thanks to your leadership and the leadership of the City Council, the city has a program called Percent for Streetscaping. So that means whenever we build a new road, we're going to build it more beautifully from the get-go, rather than trying to come back later and add trees and irrigation and things like that.
And mess up the business.
It's actually a better cost-saving mechanism to build it ahead of time. So every time we put a road project out for approval in the bond election for the citizens to approve, we include some streetscaping.
And it's called what? Streetscaping?
Streetscaping. And that's how we're paying for some of the signs that say you're in Grand Prairie now, trees in the medians with the irrigation or landscaping, and maybe some decorative bridges and things like that that will last a long time and are low maintenance. Everything we do is very low maintenance. And so we have two new projects that I'm really excited. They've been up for a while. I want to make sure your viewers know about them. One of them is Hunter Farrell.
Oh, yes.
North of I-30. There's a new bridge heading to Irving. And that bridge has a railing we're calling Military Parkway. And it's a beautiful complement to all the other facilities we have out North Beltline.
Is this the one that's running east and west?
Yes, ma'am. Goes over the creek there. And the bridge railing is a beautiful green with yellow accents, and then it has a wide pathway for bicycles to ride across.
Oh, good.
And it's just a beautiful, beautiful project. I'm so proud of George Fanous and Romeen Kavari and Tim Shinogle and other team players who made that project happen. And that bridge has also got our, we kind of do little humps on the bridges to represent the rolling prairie, but also the water. And so you'll notice a theme with that. Barden Road Bridge has those gentle waves. And then another project that's really excited, it's already up, is Lynn Creek. The new extension from 360. There's still some construction going, but you can sure see the streetscaping and specifically the beautiful bridge railings there that celebrate the Trinity River watershed that we have in our area.
And the Lynn Creek Bridge is where?
It is east of Lake Ridge,
okay.
West of Lake Ridge, between Lake Ridge and 360. It's a very long bridge. It has the decorative light posts with the prairie grass metal cutouts, and then it's got a chocolate kind of color to the railing with the light beautiful blue wave running through it as it goes over the creek.
You're getting to color.
Yeah, we are. I'm so proud.
Yes.
There's a team of people working on it, but really I'm thankful that the voters like to see their projects looking better. One of my bosses, Mr. Hart, says, I want people to say, wow, Grand Prairie. And
Yeah.
so these two new projects, if you can go see them, they're not only great additions to our surface transportation system, they are beautiful. I'm real excited about that.
Excellent.
One,
Get us a little photo of that, those two, sometime when you have time.
I sure will. I've got some great photos.
Good.
To get to Mr. Johnson. One more project, just a history of what we've done so far. We are working hard to try to make the Great Southwest and I-20 intersection look more beautiful, and we've submitted for a $1.5 million landscaping grant, and that package is put in, and we're just waiting to hear on that. So that'll complement money that's been put aside from the tax increment finance district there of the sum of $1 million to try to make, there's 22 acres at Great Southwest and I-20.
Yes.
It takes a lot to make it more beautiful, but everything we're committed to do is going to be low maintenance and a celebration of the Prairie theme in Grand Prairie. Ms. Ruthie, we've had a lot of events and great things that people have been doing. Can I tell you about that?
Yes.
Well, we've already launched our spring season big time. Spring starts in winter in Grand Prairie.
Yes.
Every day is Earth Day in Grand Prairie. So I'm really proud of some neighborhood associations and groups that have been working with us for years and years and years. Beacon Hill Homeowners Association down south off Magna Carta, and the Nottingham neighbors up off Avenue K, Duncan Perry area have consistently, for the last 7-8 years, hosted creek cleanups of their watersheds. So Beacon Hill is the Beacon branch, and Avenue K, Nottingham is Johnson Creek and the Godwin branch. And they both conducted their spring cleanups, and we had great turnout of volunteers. A new effort of the Latter-day Saints is to launch a volunteer registration site called Just Serve.
Just Serve.
You should check it out, Ms. Ruthie. It's www.justserve.org. And we started listing our events on that, and it's a great tool for Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful, because I can go on and put, April 6th creek cleanup, and anybody can go on and get the details and then register. I get to tell them how many volunteers we need. That we're giving away free t-shirts and food and wear and things like that. And it tells me how many people to expect, so I know how much food to order. So we registered these events through that website, and we had a great turnout. At the Beacon Hill event, I bet we probably had 20 missionaries from all over the United States and a couple from other countries come in and help with that creek cleanup. And it was great. We needed the extra hands. There's some trash that floats in on that watershed from underneath 360. And I'm so proud again of the Beacon Hill Homeowners Association. There's trash there, but it's less every year because of their ongoing efforts.
Good.
And the same thing I think everybody said was true of the Johnson Creek cleanup. If you, Miss Ruthie, if I could ever get you down there, oh my gosh, when you look at the creek area there, the boulders are as big as, this coffee table here. You can jump from boulder to boulder across the creek. It's so beautiful. We're trying to keep it that way.
And what is the cross street somewhere near there?
Avenue K, Duncan Perry by Larson Elementary.
Oh, by Larson,
yeah,
okay.
But AISD partners with us and lets us host our registration and lunch in their cafeteria there at Larson, and then we cross the street and go on down in the creek and do the cleanup. That effort is led by the neighborhood there, but Maddiola Harper, who's one of our Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful commissioners, has chaired that effort. And she's also she and her family have adopted Duncan Perry through there, so that it's not just a commitment of words, I'm going to keep Grand Prairie Beautiful, it's action behind it. And that was a really great cleanup down there. One thing that we've observed in all of our stream cleanups is the new photosynthetic material or photosensitive material that plastic bags are now made out of, so that it will crumble and biodegrade over time, where before all those bags and trees were going to be there forever. Yeah. Now eventually they'll crumble and shred.
Self-destruct.
And that's wonderful, but it's also very disappointing when you're trying to reach for one
and it crumbles.
Yeah, and shreds, and you want to get every piece. It seems to take longer, but you have the satisfaction of knowing it's eventually going to go away.
You need to get you a sieve.
A sieve, okay.
A sieve.
Yeah.
Like when you strain something in a sieve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That might work. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
It is comforting, though, I would think, for everybody to know those bags of trees eventually will shred and go away, but it looks bad for a while.
One of those great big things like you have in your swimming pool that's about this big around, you could take those and put it under those things to pick them up. And
maybe, yeah, if they're floating. The ones I'm talking about are tied to briars.
Oh, my.
You know, and you try to grab it, and then you got these shreds hanging, and,
yeah,
you know, underwater, yes, a sieve will work great.
Yeah.
So another historical event that we did last fall, I don't think I've been on your show since, was we constructed a brand new 53 raised bed garden at Cross Point Church of Christ, off of Barden, Endicott, and 360 behind the LA Fitness.
Yeah.
And Billy Clark and Mike Lester and some other people there have been so wonderful, put in a lot of their own money, especially Billy. He donated the trailer we're using as our shed, took the wheels off.
Yes.
So you can't steal it. And, you know, it's amazing. That garden has more triple high beds of any other garden we have. We do have capacity. If any of your viewers are interested in gardening, that's the one community garden we have so far south of I-20, and I'll give you a phone number for that at the end of the show. But that garden is amazing. The commitment of the gardeners, they started really early. I asked them to start composting at least 6 months before we actually build the garden.
You ought to see all the stuff that's stacked out there.
I know. What's happened is, in addition to the raised beds, we're going to do a row garden, and the row garden is no-till. Now you got to think about that. No-till row gardening. Instead of getting in there and tilling up that land and working so hard, we're doing sheet layers of composted material on top of the ground, and that softens the ground, calls the worms to you, and then when you're ready to plant, you part the wood chips and plant in the softened soil. It takes about a year to get it semi-conditioned, so that material stacking up there conditioned in the soil.
Good.
And eventually we'll have a really beautiful row garden there. But I really want to say thanks especially to Billy Clark and Mike Lester for.
And I watched them put every one of those concrete blocks down, stacked them, measured them, and all of this good stuff. I can't lift anything or do anything, but I can supervise.
Yeah, your moral support behind all of that is a big help. So that was exciting. And then another thing that we've done recently, let your viewers know about, is our Adopt a Street program is very successful. The signs that are out there were grant funded, that we got a big grant to put the signs out. And thank you to Loyal Rowland and Clyde Golden and the people there in the sign shop, Paul, who help us put, this street adopted by Ruthie Jackson, etc. And so I think we've got all the old blue signs out now. If anybody sees a blue sign, call me. Not the Adopt a Highway, but Adopt a Street. And totally replaced with the new Adopt a Street, two-part, this street adopted by signs. The other thing that we've been working on is trying to renew all the contracts. I'm thankful that the city's provided an administrative assistant for our area. I hope I get to keep her. Her name is Deborah McWilliams, and she's a godsend. And she's going through every contract saying, do you want to keep this or not? Because if we don't hear back or they don't turn in their forms, we're going to have to, say this street is available. And I discovered that I had said I have 117 Adopt a Street contracts, which is true. Which was true. But when it got whittled down to who's actually doing it, I came up with 77. Yeah, so I had a lot of...
that's more accurate than the other.
Yeah, more accurate. And then out of the 77 that I think are actually doing it, I'm not getting enough reports. So we're working on...
You're going to wake them up.
Yeah, we need the help. We want to keep Grand Prairie litter free, keep that litter from getting in the storm drains so we don't have to do the creek cleanups.
Yeah.
So another thing that we've implemented, and I want to let your people know because it's been there for a while. Of course, we have a booth at the farmers market.
Yes.
And at that farmers market booth, we're trying to sell whatever we grow from our community gardens, turn that money back into the community garden program, and a percentage of everything that's grown goes to help the people who are hungry.
Yes.
We now have a section of that booth that has a master gardener there at the table every Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I implemented that at the beginning of this year. So every Saturday, if you have a question about your home garden, you can come and ask a master gardener.
Yeah.
Plus one of our community gardeners will be sitting there. So that's history right there.
That's good history, isn't it?
Yeah, got approved by Dallas County and the AgriLife Extension Office to be an actual point of communication for them. So that's exciting.
Yes, it is.
And then we put together a presentation about bugs in Grand Prairie.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but last year I had Sydney with me from the First Presbyterian Community Garden. She was a great kid, won first place in the youth high school division, Keep Texas Beautiful last summer. She helped me put together a good bug, bad bug, and we've been presentation with Grand Prairie, featuring Grand Prairie bugs instead of, something from California.
Anybody's bugs.
Yeah, you don't want to know what a Colorado potato beetle is. You want to know what a Grand Prairie potato beetle is.
Yeah.
So it's actually Colorado potato beetle, but anyway, they're here. So I'm excited about that's been updated. It's taken a whole year to put that together for better use. So there'll be opportunities in the future for your viewers to come see that.
Yeah, that'll be good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You made an A+ on. Have you gone over all of that list?
I have a couple other things with our history. I think you may remember that Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful won the Governor's Community Achievement Award. When you win, you have to sit out. And so we won 2 awards, 2003, 2006. Uh-huh. We've been trying to win ever since and haven't won it again yet. But it takes many years to implement the award. And what that is you get cash. Well, you don't get cash. You get a project of a cash value from the state to beautify part of the Texas highway through your area. So we combined our awards and put them out on Main Street. So as a result, we have new sidewalks, a new decorative fence railing with Prairie cutouts.
Some new buildings and some new occupants.
Now that I have to give all credit to the city and to Rita Heap.
Yeah.
Rita Heap, she is a great compadre in beautification. She's been working with the city program to help update the facades on Main Street.
Yes.
And so the city pays a great portion of it and through some grant funding, and the business owners get to contribute a little bit, and then they get a whole new facade, which is just changing the face of the buildings on Main Street. And then the sidewalk and the trees and the railing in the parking lot and things like that were done in combination with this Governor's Community Achievement Award and the engineering department and Parks and Recreation.
Yes.
And another thing that happened that I think is important for your viewers to know is that we were able to upgrade our decorations on Main Street for Christmas.
Yes.
This year. In the past, I haven't had a budget to do anything with, so if we put anything out, it was trying to pull from here and pull from there. And this year, the city gave us a little bit of money, us meaning Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful, a little bit of money to try to decorate. And we were able to do the south side of Main Street. We didn't get to do the north side, and I'm hoping we'll get some funding this year. But on the south side, on the water tower, we put Santa Claus climbing with a sled, and we also decorated with these beautiful sparkly LED trees and some lights on the railing by the uptown. That was well received, and hope to do that again. Want y'all to know that's done by volunteers and by participants in our Weed and Seed Job Training Program, who are...
Is that with Andy White?
Andy White and Miko Nathan.
Oh.
And That
What is Miko's last name?
Nathan.
Nathan?
Yeah, like the hot dogs. And so with that program, Miko, who works in our office, gets 2 people a day to help him with some of the things that he does for Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful and special projects. And those 2 people a day are ex-offenders who have something in their background that's hard for them to get employed. So by working with us as apprentices, if you will,
Yes.
we get to coach them on, hey, if you can't make it on time, you need to call so that we can replace you, or you need to wear the uniform we have on time, or
Yeah.
wear the uniform we provide you and be on time, etc. And we're budgeted to have 2 people a day, 5 days a week in that program, and Miko does an amazing job
Yes, he does.
supervising those people. And I have to tell you, it's been a gift, I think, to the city and the citizens, because when people can return to good employment, they can take care of their families and they're not at risk for getting in trouble again.
Yes.
And in my experience, working with the people in this job training program, they really, really just want to work. They want a chance to show you that they're changed and that they'll try hard.
Yes.
And an improvement to this program that happened late last year, late last year before October, was we were approached by the Animal Services Division to add some people to work with the animals there.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have 4 people working there under the leadership of Danielle Tate and
Yes.
Lauren Saucy, who are training them how to care for animals so that maybe they can get employed either at our shelter, or not shelter, but animal adoption center.
They're getting a readiness program.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have 4 that go out 5 days a week to collect litter along the right-of-ways.
Yes.
And the driver of that truck is the highest level of our program. He goes through a lot of background checks. He has drug screens and all of that. And by then they're practically a city employee, and many
Yes.
have been employed by the city once they've proven that they've got the right stuff. And I'm really grateful to Patricia Redfern and the landfill in support of Jim Cummings for that program. People can change and people make mistakes, and if you give them another chance, sometimes they're the very best workers you could ever hope for. They know how hard it is to get a job, especially with the background, and they are going to try their best to prove to you that they'll be a good worker. So
I attended that presentation at Dalworth Center, and it was wonderful. Andy White was the master of ceremonies, and we went through lots of things. Met a new lady that I don't recall her
Sheila
name.
Timmons.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, she's a volunteer. She has a full-time job.
Yes.
And on a volunteer basis, Sheila, through Morning Star Church, pulls together a lot of resources.
Yes.
She was able to pull together OSHA training so that our participants would have a certificate saying
Yes.
that they have the safety training required to work on construction sites
Yes.
and other things.
Mm-hmm.
And she has people that are helping her, but they're helping people get driver's license and social security cards, and we help with the referral letters and do some of that too. But
Yes.
there's a lot of great people working to help these people improve their lives.
We had 2 that got their college degree the night that we were there.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That was excellent.
Yeah. Do you mean the GED?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yes. Sheila and her group put together a GED program to help them prepare for their GED, and a couple of them have gone through and already succeeded in that. And oh my gosh, that's a great step forward when you're trying to get employment.
There were only 2, and both of them were gentlemen.
Well, I don't know if the people in your audience realize, but the people in this program are helping to beautify Grand Prairie. They're picking up litter, they're helping with recycling, they're planting trees, trimming, taking care of a lot of projects. So
I think we've already gone over the sunset thing, but pretty soon.
Okay. Well, if I may just allude to a couple of things that are coming up.
All right.
I know this is, it happened, but
Yeah.
it's happening. Saturday, April 6th, big canoe kayak cleanup on Cottonwood Creek off Southeast 14th.
And it's what date?
April 6th, in partnership with the North Texas River Runners. We're renting a bunch of canoes and kayaks for that, and excited to clean up that little wetland area that, as you're driving south on Southeast 14th, you
Yes.
see right before you get to Hobbs Williams Elementary.
Yeah.
So that'll make a big difference. And then April 20th is our big Earth Day event.
Yeah.
We're having all our Adopt a Street groups go out. Gardens are doing work days, celebrating with the post cleanup party at noon at the Youth Building, First United Methodist Church behind
Yeah.
the Farmers Market.
Yeah.
We're having e-waste collection. So if you've got anything electronic, that's anything that plugged into the wall or used batteries that's no good anymore, you can bring it and we'll recycle it for free.
Good. That's it.
Okay.
All right. And stack it out there as high as if they'll bring it, that you can go up at least 2 stories.
The more the merrier. I
Yes.
like to get that out of the dumping system. You know, no more creeks.
Well, I want to thank you, and we're going to have you on at least every other month, because it's hard to keep up with all of the things you
Yeah.
do, and we just need a report for the people,
Yeah, they need
because
to know what's
you
happening.
got the people doing this and making Grand Prairie eligible for some awards, but they can't be eligible for everything. But see, it's not going to be long till you're going to hit that Ruthie Jackson Youth Award in Grand Prairie, Texas, and I've got to go home and print money.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We're going to
Thank
get
you.
several applications in. Thank
Yeah.
you, Miss Ruthie.
Thank you very much for coming to be with us today. Thank you for caring enough about Grand Prairie to put your life on the line, answering the phone at 6 o'clock in the morning, just in case I call,
I'm always glad to.
and tell Miko he may be next.
Okay, I will.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching our show, and God bless America, God bless Texas, and God bless this city in a mighty way. Thank you for watching number 670. This is Ruthie Jackson ending this show with a thank you, thank you, thank you.